Crypto prices are hovering near their highest level since the collapse of FTX back in November. Many experts are still cautiously optimistic.
Turning to the crypto space, Bitcoin off to a promising start this year as it seems to be shaking off the negativity.
The cryptocurrencies have experienced a volatile market in recent months, but as 2023 starts, Bitcoin is looking kind of steady. But it's only been a few weeks, so it's kind of hard to write down anything in confidence. In this video, we look forward to 2023 as Lyn Alden shares her viewpoint on how investments, including Bitcoin, would perform over the next year. So stay tuned until the end of this video as she also discusses whether Bitcoin is sound money or not. If you haven't joined our community yet, go ahead and hit the subscribe button for more videos on crypto, market, and economy. You can also hit the bell icon to never miss out on any video that we upload. Let's now dive into the video to see what Lyn Alden has to predict for the Bitcoin price in 2023.
It's hard to make one-year predictions with something so volatile. My expectation would probably be higher, but I also would say I would also doubt that it'd be all-time highs. No, so my expectation would be somewhere between here, like higher than here, lower than it's been, with the caveat that, I mean, if something severe happens and you have some sort of crazy liquidity crisis, I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility. It could be lower. Right. But my expectation would be somewhere between here and prior highs. I can separate into macro and Bitcoin, I guess. I guess in macro, I want to see in the first half of the year, I want to see what happens with a lot of these indicators. So a lot of times the way I phrase things is like I'm very confident in how things are going to go for the next 6 months. And other times you're at more of a pivot point and like my uncertainty is higher. So for example, earlier this year, I was more like adamant of kind of risk off conditions. And now I'm kind of like, are we gonna keep that going into full on recession, or are we gonna kind of have like a kind of a global led rebound? And so my uncertainty in the next 6 months is like higher than it was, say, 8 months ago or something like that. And so I would like to see more of a resolution in some of that data to kind of point me to a higher confidence position there. I think for Bitcoin, my interest is in probably like infrastructure scaling. So things that Breeze is doing with Lightning, Breeze, Blockstream, making kind of the back end more efficient. Things like Fedimint. I think they're going to be kind of at full gear throughout 2023. I think ways to make the network more private, more scalable, not just for Lightning, but just overall Bitcoin usage. Anything that makes Bitcoin more fungible and gives people a bigger range of options to use. So they can use the base layer, they can use Lightning, they can do something custodial if they want to. There's this whole kind of stack that they can pick whatever serves their need the most. And so for me, it's looking at kind of the classic bear market building.
Cryptocurrencies have crept into the new year, licking their wounds after the carnage of 2022. As the prices of these digital assets continue to fluctuate, investors and analysts are looking for signs of what the future may hold. Lyn Alden believes that the Bitcoin price could get higher in 2023. According to her, it's going to be a year for the patient, as we don't anticipate prices nearing the former all-time highs in 2023. But still, she's confident that prices will stay higher. If we look at the daily Bitcoin price, it shows that BTC is trading above the 9-day and 21-day moving averages as the recovery comes slowly. According to the daily chart, the Bitcoin price needs to keep hovering above the moving averages so that it could cross above the upper boundary of the channel. Otherwise, there may be a bearish breakdown which could take the King coin to the south. However, BTC and USD may confirm the bullish trend if the market price moves above $21,000. On the contrary, the Bitcoin price may follow the bearish trend if the price crosses below the 9-day moving average. Should this happen, the King coin may slide to the support levels of $18,000, $16,000, and $14,000 respectively. Otherwise, a strong bullish spike may push the price towards the resistance levels of $24,000, $26,000, and $28,000. Let's get into the next clip to see why and how Bitcoin has won over some sound money investors that previously trusted only gold to fulfill this role. Before jumping ahead, be sure to like and share this video.
As he put it, basically you want to solve the barter problem. And the shortcoming of fiat currencies is that you only solve the barter problem in a local sense, right? So for example, in Egypt, Egyptian pounds solve the barter problem. It's a widely accepted medium of exchange there. But if you're in Canada, Egypt pounds are a terrible medium of exchange. Basically, they're only money in Egypt, maybe a couple border countries, you can get some degree of salability there. And the salability rapidly falls away outside of the local monopoly. So when you have 180 different currencies, I think something like 130 of them are free floating. The other ones are pegged, and therefore, pegs can break. You basically have a barter system globally. And only a handful of monies that basically tie them together. You have the global reserve currency. It used to be British pounds. Now it's dollars. You have gold coins. If you bring a gold coin with you, you can pretty much go anywhere. And my argument is essentially that if you look at, in a global sense, global bearer assets, what are the top 10 monies that you could bring with you that would be among the easiest to either get a vendor to sell you something for them, or at least that you could then convert into the local system fairly easily, right? So for example, I have Norwegian kroner and Egyptian pounds in New Jersey, and basically they're less saleable here than Bitcoin is, for example. And that's true for a lot of places, suburbs and urban centers around the world, even though of course they're both highly saleable in their host jurisdictions, which is essentially an artificial monopoly. But that's the current technology stack that the world uses for lack of something better. And so my overall view is that it's an emerging money. It's not as saleable as, say, gold coins or physical cash dollars globally, for example. But I would say that the trend is very much up, and that it's already. You can look at, again, there's 180 fiat currencies, and then a bunch of other commodities. It's in the, I'd argue, the top 10. Even after only a 14-year lifespan, let alone having a good trajectory. And it also comes with unique characteristics. For example, what makes it interesting as money is that, if you're trying to move money globally, right? If you try to bring gold through an airport, try to bring physical cash dollars through an airport, you're going to get all these checkpoints, all these ways to stop you, capital controls. The interesting thing about Bitcoin as a technology stack is you can memorize 12 words in your head. And, you have like your slot on this decentralized cloud of money that you can then go around the world and eventually reconstruct your ability to access that, right? Or you can just send it to people, peer to peer in a way that it's challenging to stop. There are regulations and things that can try to slow it down around the margins, the fiat on and off ramps, but the actual network itself is rather interesting and kind of offers novel characteristics that a lot of other monies, basically haven't been able to offer.
A good currency or store of value makes it easy to transfer between participants anywhere in the world in an economy, making it useful. Lyn highlights the most prominent advantage of Bitcoin. It's that it can be sent anywhere, anytime, and in seconds, without having to go through a bank or sending institution. All it takes is a smartphone and an internet connection. Despite its volatile price behavior, Bitcoin enthusiasts still argue that it's a better store of wealth. It's a perfect alternative to the central bank-controlled fiat. To speed up transactions and reduce their cost, services such as Lightning Network have sprung up. To conclude, the sudden support for Bitcoin in particular is interesting. Bitcoin finally saw prices going above the 20,000 mark. We can say that 2023 started off on pretty good footing. I think investors are giving a sigh of relief after the difficult year that was 2022. Many experts are also bullish for 2023. But on the other hand, cryptocurrencies remain at the mercy of macroeconomic headwinds as worries whirl around a slowing global economy. The macro backdrop is still bearish for crypto. But what about you guys? What's your take on Bitcoin price prediction? Do you think the price will go higher or lower ahead? What's your outlook for the crypto space in 2023? Let me know in the comments section below. For more videos on crypto, the market, and the economy, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Also, don't forget to give a big thumbs up on this video. I'll see you guys in the next video. Adios, and thanks for watching.